It's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. It's what you hearing. Listen. X gon' give it to you. What? Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock. Open up the door. It's real. With the non-stop.
Now we're going to go over the running backs and Jordan Howard. I hope you guys are all sitting. I got a lot of information on Jordan Howard. He is right now my favorite player in fantasy. He's my guy this year. I love Jordan Howard, and here's why. So Jordan Howard last year ranked 14th in points per game. His ADP right now is 13. He had a great rushing campaign. But Jordan Howard played in a shotgun-based offense in college, and he excels in that formation in his career so far. New OC Mark Helfrich runs spread concepts. He runs all of his offense out of the shotgun. But also Matt Nagy in Kansas City with Andy Reid, we see that staple of this offense. In 2017, Kansas City ran 27% of their runs out of the shotgun. Philadelphia ran 31%. Both were top 5 in that metric. Chicago was 29th and only ran 13% out of there. The reason why that's important is Jordan Howard has a success rate on rushes out of the shotgun that's 4% higher than the NFL average. In under center, it's 4% below. So it's an 8% difference when we see him rushing out of the shotgun versus under center. So he's a lot better runner. His career yards per attempt out of the shotgun is 6.3 yards per attempt. Under center is 4.0. So shotgun, he's got a 2.3 yards per attempt better career average running out of that formation. If you added the percentage increase, that 17% increase from Andy Reid and what the Kansas City Chiefs run to what the Chicago Bears last year, you're giving him another 113 yards in that offense. Now you're putting him in an offense where he is going to be out of that spread concept. It's going to be a lot of shotgun-based offense. So not only you're giving him 113 more out of that offense from last season, but the sky's the limit in an offense that features this. Some more facts. Last season, Kareem Hunt ran against 8-man fronts on 23.5%. Howard, 43.1. That means 20% more of Jordan Howard's runs were against 8 or more man fronts. Why is that important? In 2017, Jordan Howard's yards per attempt with 7 or less was over 6 yards per carry. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get 2017 statistics, but in 2016, his yards per attempt was over 6 yards per carry in 7 and less man fronts. With 8 or more, it was 3. So there's a 3 yards per carry difference when he has 8 man fronts in the box versus 7. Now you're getting 20% more snaps potentially in this offense with less man fronts because they're going to be better in the passing game, which is great news for him. Tariq Cohen also should be considered a wide receiver. There's already quotes out of camp that he lines up everywhere. He lines up on the field with Jordan Howard, but he goes out wide. He should be a hybrid. Jordan Howard's going to be that guy. He's better at his shotgun. This year, going to be a lot more shotgun runs. He's better against light man fronts, which you're going to see a lot more under Matt Nagy versus what you saw in that John Fox, Dow Loggins offense last season. I see Cohen kind of playing that West role. So right now with Cohen, you're hoping, is it going to be Darren Sproles or is he going to be West from last season? West, was utilized more in the passing game and hurry-up offenses because Kareem Hunt wasn't a good pass protector. That is not the case with Jordan Howard. So when trailing in the fourth quarter and overtime, Kareem Hunt touched the ball on 11% of plays. Jordan Howard was at 9%. So even when the Bears were trailing last season, he was utilized almost just as much as Kareem Hunt was. Only a 2% difference when trailing in the fourth quarter overtime. I said before, the main reason for optimism is Jordan Howard finished at the third highest pass protection ranking amongst running backs on Pro Football Focus, who had 50% or more snaps in that formation. So Jordan Howard's a top 3 pass blocking running back, so he's going to stay on the field. Not only did Kareem Hunt was not even on that metric, he actually didn't qualify. He didn't qualify because he didn't play enough snaps in the pass protection. He was only at 25%. He finished 49th in that metric. So if you put Jordan Howard versus Kareem Hunt in pass pro, Jordan Howard was a top 3 back when it comes to being in the metric of 50% or more snaps. Now, Kareem Hunt didn't qualify, but if you threw in 25, you dropped down the metric. Kareem Hunt was 49th in that metric. Jordan Howard's a superior pass blocker than Kareem Hunt, which is going to keep him on the field in those formations. All right, so you need more information? Okay, I'll give you some more. They have a top 10 run schedule, according to Pro Football Outsiders. They have a top 10, and they were top 10 in rushing success rate. He was top 10 in rushing success rate according to Pro Football Outsiders. Reporters they said that they've improved his passing game right now. He's catching balls relentlessly. But here's the kicker too. So if you're knocking Jordan Howard on his passing game chops, listen to this. Last season he was dead last, 55th qualifiers. He was 55th in yards per route run at .66 in 2017. He was dead last. He still finishes the RB14 in points per game in PPR. So I'm sorry, half-point PPR. Half-point PPR, he finished 14th. And he was dead last in that metric. He can only go up from there. And right now he's being drafted as the 13th running back. I see a huge improvement in the passing game for him. I see him being utilized more in the pass game. I see him as being the foundation back in this offense because Matt Nagy loves to use workhorse backs. Last season, calling plays, he took over for Andy Reid after that debacle Jets game where Hunt only had 9 carries. Here are his carry counts, 25, 24, 29. Those are Kareem Hunt's 3 carry counts. Week 17, they sat him. And, of course, they blew it again. He had 11 carries in the playoffs. And, of course, Matt Nagy, shouldered the blame for that. He knows when he has the best player on his team as the running back, he knows he made the mistake in the playoffs. They paid for it. Kareem Hunt only had 11 carries. Trust me, he won't make that mistake with Jordan Howard. He's going to feature him in this offense. So right now, and of course I talked about Vic Fangio and the scoring defense. Of course, the Bears had a top 10 scoring defense last year, which is going to keep them in football games with an improved offense. Finally, where do you draft Jordan Howard? So right now he's being drafted in towards the end of the second round. I love Jordan Howard. I would draft him at the 1-2 turn. I have him as a top 9 running back right now. I have him in the top, he's a number 1. He's around 1 grade from me. But I understand if you want to take 2 wide receivers, but I'm taking him over Dalvin Cook. I'm taking over Devontae Freeman. I'm taking over Christian McCaffrey, Jerick McKinnon. I'm taking him over all those guys. Jordan Howard needs to be in the first round conversation for me. And if I get the 12th pick, I would love to have him in the 12-13 turn. So, guys, that's the Chicago Bears. So basically, do a recap. Jordan Howard's my number 1 guy on this fantasy team. Number 2 is Trey Burton. And number 3 is Anthony Miller. The exciting thing is we'll get to see them coming up in this week. We'll get to see Allen Robinson play, and Jordan Howard sat out last week with the injury, so we'll get to see those guys play this week in the preseason. So I'll let you know what I see from there. Guys, this is Robbie Lamarco. This is the Fantasy Football X Factor podcast. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at FFXFactor. Thanks for joining me again. The next team we'll be going over is the Minnesota Vikings, guys. Have a great day.
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you.